Hello and welcome to the Simple Health Sessions. I'm Rachel Collins and I'm an integrative nutrition health coach. I help women to become the healthiest, happiest and most successful version of themselves, all by just changing what we put in our minds and our mouths. The Simple Health Sessions are here to help you realise, help you learn and help inspire you to live well simply. And this is episode number 1, which is really exciting. This is the introduction to the Simple Health Sessions. And today I'm answering the question, what does healthy really mean? Because, how do you measure health? We've all got that friend that lives on broccoli and quinoa. I guess, a lot of my friends kind of assume that that's me and they think, well, she must be healthy, right? If she eats all that good stuff, she lives on all the green stuff. So does our diet and our nutrition define whether or not we're healthy? Or maybe it's kind of defined by what we can do. I've got friends that can go out and do a marathon or a Tough Mudder, and right now that is definitely not me. But does that make me unhealthy? I hope not. Or maybe health is defined more by how you look. So if you're slim, does that make you healthy? I'm not sure it does. So maybe health is defined by, your blood work and the numbers. Maybe it's all defined by, what your cholesterol is and what your blood pressure is and all of that blood work and the lab work that doctors can do. Maybe that's going to define your health. Well, actually, the way I define health is that health and being healthy looks different for everyone. So really, health is defined by what it means to you. Being healthy is actually just being the best version of you in body, mind and spirit. So that might sound a little bit airy-fairy and fluffy to you. So I'm going to go into some examples now of what I mean by that. So really, good health means that you can be, you can do and you can have all that you want to in life. If you feel like there's something that you can't do because your body is standing in your way, then you're not as healthy as you want to be, or you're not as fit as you want to be. And I'll go into some more examples. So it could be that you eat all of the amazing food out there, that your nutrition is spot on, but you are overwrought and stressed out to the max. You are a type A personality who excels in everything that you do, and you are pushing and driving your body so hard. And yes, you've got the good nutrition behind you, but your mind isn't healthy, you're stressed out. That to me isn't good health. So our nutrition cannot possibly define whether or not we're healthy, because there's something else at play there as well. It might be that you are super fit. Maybe you can run a marathon, but maybe you don't have the nutrition behind that. Or maybe you are, again, that kind of very driven, ambitious type A person who is overstressed. Maybe even your nutrition and your exercise is on point, but you are working yourself into the ground, trying to fit all of that stuff in and be perfect all the time. Perfectionism is really quite unhealthy. So I think that kind of shows that it's not just about food. It's not just about exercise. There's other stuff going on. So, let's get back to this idea of, is health defined by how you look? Well, let's be honest. I know, and I'm sure you do, I know people who can eat whatever they want to eat and stay really skinny. I know an awful lot of smokers who maintain their very low weight and slim frame purely because they smoke rather than eat. Does that mean they're healthy because they're slim? Oh, hell no. We know that smoking is one of the most unhealthy things that you can do. So your weight and how you look isn't a marker of how healthy you are either. In fact, my husband's one of those people, bless him. He can eat whatever he likes and he does not gain weight. That doesn't mean just because he's slim, he's healthy. There has to be a whole raft of other things behind the scenes to make you the healthiest version of yourself. So how do we create really good health? What are the key things involved to have a healthy body, a healthy mind, and a healthy spirit? I'm going to go into them now. There are kind of 4 key areas over and above our food. So food is the foundation for good health. Our nutrition is the foundation for good health. That's our fuel. It actually gives our body information about the environment in the world around it. So food is information, food is fuel, food is our baseline for good health. But to be truly healthy, to be able to live your best life and to be the best version of you, you need a few other things in place. So the first thing is that you need to have a sense of belonging. You need to have really good relationships. Now, if you've ever been in a really difficult relationship, if you've ever had a falling out with, your mum or a really close friend, you'll know how much that can drain you. If you're not in a good relationship and you haven't got support of good people around you, life can get really difficult. Even if you've just got one destructive relationship in your life, maybe it's just your boss or a work colleague that makes you feel small, that makes you feel not good enough, that is going to affect your energy, it's going to drag you down, and that's going to have a huge impact on a whole raft of other choices that you make. Sometimes, I work with clients and there's no nutritional deficiencies. Actually, what they have a deficiency in is love and affection. They're not craving sugar, they're not craving a glass of wine, they're just craving a hug. But we don't really give that much attention. We don't think to ourselves, oh crap, I want chocolate again. We instantly think, oh, I'm not good enough, my willpower isn't strong enough, I'm rubbish at this diet. And we don't give ourselves a moment to just feel into what is it we're really craving. And the likelihood is that so many of us are craving connection, craving a sense of belonging, craving a sense of love. And not just of allowing ourselves to be loved, which is really difficult, but also loving others. Giving love and receiving love is a really, really powerful thing, and it will give you so much energy. Who's been in love, or kind of in those first throes of love where you're with a new person in a relationship and you are just like, you can stay up all night sending messages to that person or talking to that person. It's so exciting and it gives you such an energy, and you don't even need to eat. You're just like buzzing on this new honeymoon period. That's the power of connection and relationships. So we need good relationships in our lives, and they help us through the tough times. They make the good times even better, and they stop us from making kind of crazy decisions about how we look after our body. If you're having a really bad day and it's because you're in a relationship that isn't working for you, you're more likely to just hide under the covers, not go to the gym, maybe feed yourself with things that are not going to serve you, they're not for your kind of highest good. So the second thing is your career. Or it doesn't have to be kind of a job, but your vocation in life. What are you actually doing? Your purpose. What is your purpose in life? Because if you're not living your purpose that you're passionate about, if you're not doing something with your day that you love, that is going to be draining your energy and really destroying your core health. So my first experience of this was when I had first finished uni. I didn't quite know what I was going to do. I'd finished my psychology degree, didn't want to be a psychologist as such, but didn't quite know where I was going to go. So I decided to go to a recruitment agency and get some different office jobs and see what it was like. I'd never worked in an office before. I'd always worked in a garden centre because my dad has a garden centre. I've grown up around plants, and that's where I used to work in, university holidays, weekends, that kind of thing. So I went and got an office job, and I ended up in a call centre doing debt collection. Oh my gosh, it was awful. It was just the worst job I've ever had in my life. I hated it. I hated having to phone people up and say, you do realise your phone has been cut off because you haven't paid your bills. Are you ready to pay that now? It was just, it was not me. It didn't work. And bizarrely, the whole time I had this earpiece in, for about 3 months I worked there, I kept getting ear infections. I kept getting ear infections. Oh, this is really, really weird. And somebody else had to point this out to me, that you know, isn't that strange that you've got this job where you're on the phone to people all day with this earpiece in and you don't like it, you feel really unhappy, and you keep getting ear infections. It's not a thing that you've ever had before in your life. So that was the first experience I'd had of this, you know, my purpose and vocation not actually being supportive of my health. So maybe that's happening for you. Another time that this became really apparent for me was when I had my first baby. I wasn't all that happy being a stay-at-home mum with a 6-month-old baby. I had no one to talk to. I was really isolated, and actually that was draining my energy and making me feel really, really bad. Excuse me. That was draining my energy, and it was driving me to eating biscuits all the time and drinking loads of cups of tea and drinking too much wine in the evenings. It wasn't doing my health any good whatsoever. So your career, your vocation in life, the way you spend your days is really, really important. Maybe you're at a job that you hate. Maybe you're in a stay-at-home situation that isn't quite working for you. You're feeling a little bit isolated. Maybe you are at work and feeling really guilty that you're not at home with children. Whatever it is, take some time to look at that and think, you know, is this really working for me? Is my poor health, my low energy, my tiredness, or anything else actually coming from a job that I don't like, or is too stressful, putting too much on me, or taking me away from something else that I'm really, really passionate about? Have a little look into that, because true health can be found there. So number 3 is spirituality, or your faith, or it could simply be interpreted as the connection, your connection with the world around you. So over my kind of journey of becoming a mum and becoming a business owner and an entrepreneur, I've become more connected with my spiritual side. For me, spirituality is about learning kind of how to tune into my own intuition. It's about using meditation and things like that. For other people, it's more, you know, you may have a religious faith. And that faith, in fact, that faith in the universe, faith in a God, is so important. Knowing that you are exactly where you're meant to be is incredibly powerful and settling and calming. Now, you may not have a connection with the universe, or you may not have a religious faith, and you may be thinking, I have no idea what you're talking about. This just doesn't really resonate with me. I don't like it. Think about your connection with the world around you. Think about how getting out in nature can change your mood in an instant. You know, and I see that on a day like today here. It's really sunny here in Brighton, and everyone goes outside more, and everyone is smiling more. And when you get that opportunity to go out and connect with nature, you feel instantly better. Nature therapy is a real thing. You know, I've got a friend who he takes himself off fishing really regularly, and he may not realise that this is what he's doing, but he's connecting with the world around him. He is, you know, paying attention to what the moon's doing and the impact that has on the fish, because they're in a large body of water. He's spending a whole night camping out in the woods, and that recharges him. That recharges him in a way that, you know, food can't do. It recharges his energy, and he comes away from that feeling good. He gets a sense of calm and ease. And ease is what we're going for here, because the opposite of ease is dis-ease. And dis-ease is the precursor to disease. Does that make sense? Spirituality and faith doesn't have to be about, you know, some all-knowing God that you wonder whether or not you believe in. That's not what this is about. This is about connecting with the world around you. It's about connecting to the weather and to the seasons, to the trees. Go hug a tree, it's amazing. So connecting with the world around you, your spirituality, is really, really important for health. And finally, movement. Movement is the 4th key part of health. And this isn't just about getting to an exercise class. Exercise is really, really important. Moving your body. We're designed to move. We're not designed to be stagnant beings. We're absolutely not. We're designed to move, and that doesn't have to be an exercise class. If you hate the gym, don't worry. Get out the gym, go and do something else. Maybe for you it's running, just getting out in nature and running. Maybe that's what works for you. That's never worked for me. The last time I tried it, I injured my ankle, and 4 months later, I'm really struggling with that. Running's not my friend, but other things might be. Dancing. Dancing is amazing. Just think of like the amount of people that kind of don't realise they're doing it, but effectively they're self-medicating. They are living for the weekend when they're going to go out, they're going to have a few drinks, and they're going to dance their socks off. That is such a wonderful way of actually bringing in a whole load of these different kind of keys to our health. It's about connecting with your friends. That's awesome for your health. It's about having a good move. Shaking your body and dancing on that dance floor is amazing movement. And it's about connecting with the world around you, connecting with music or connecting with your environment is really, really important. So, okay, so I'm not going to sit here and tell you going out getting smashed at the weekend is a really good idea and really great for your health. But sitting at home every single day and making sure you eat really, really well and do 6 hours of meditation is not necessarily going to make you healthy. Getting out there, having fun with your friends, connecting with your friends, laughing, joking and moving with your friends is incredibly powerful. Now that might look like going for a walk in the park with your best mate and having a really good chat. That is incredibly, incredibly healthy. And if you're struggling to get moving, that's one thing that I highly recommend. Meet up with a friend. Meet up with a friend, because then you're bringing in these different elements of what creates good health. And also you've got that kind of little bit of accountability. You're not going to let your friend down. You've planned to go for this walk. You've got to go for this flipping walk. And once you get going, it will feel good. Your heart will feel lighter. You'll have shared whatever rubbish is on your mind and making you feel a little bit down. And that relationship is going to bolster you and help you move forward to make healthy choices and healthy decisions. So that just gives you a whistle-stop tour of what true health means to me. And I know that if you can get those things in balance, if you can get that baseline of really great nutrition, if you can then bring in those key factors of great relationships, a great vocation or career, having a good connection with the world around you, your spirituality, and moving your body, all of those other things, all those objective measures that we were talking about at the beginning, they will all fall into place. Your body will naturally become slimmer. Your body will naturally be able to move more, because the more you do, the more you can do. Your blood work is likely to improve if you start to, look after your nutrition and start moving and reduce your stress levels. And if you get the 4 right, that baseline thing of nutrition, it gets easier. It gets easier to make those good decisions, because you're looking after your full emotional and spiritual health as well as your physical health. I hope that's given you a really, really good overview and a wonderful introduction to the Simple Health Sessions. I look forward to speaking to you all next week with our next topic. Take care. Bye-bye.